Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yoko Mori. I was born and raised in Shimokita. Even though I spent 5 years in the United States, I chose to come back here. Why? Because I love Shimokita. To me, the best part of Shimokita is how close the mountains and the sea are. Have you ever been to Kamasuski area? You can see the sea while skiing or snowboarding. At night, the view is even more beautiful. You can see lights from ships in the bay. I was on the ski team in junior high school, so this view was very normal to me. I mean, it was just everyday life for especially in winter. Sorry, I'm too nervous. It was only after I left Shimokita that I realized how rare it was. Later, when I told my friends in the US that I could see the sea from a ski slope, they couldn't imagine it at first. So I took a video to show them. I still remember how surprised they were by the beautiful scenery. In Shimokita, wild animals live very close to both the mountains and the sea. For example, seeing wild monkeys near the coast is not a big surprise for local people. For us, it is a part of everyday life. My father, who passed away more than 10 years ago, ran an office called the Shimokita Wildlife Research Institute. I supported his work in practical ways. I wasn't deeply interested in nature myself at the time, but through his work, I slowly learned how special this place truly is. I realized that what I thought of as ordinary was actually something rare and unique. Living abroad, even long ago, helped me see my hometown with new eyes. What is normal for us in Shimokita can be something truly special for people in other parts of Japan or even all over the world. That is why I want to cherish Shimokita and share its beauty with people all over the world. Thank you.
Why I love Shimokita. I used to believe that to grow I had to leave Shimokita. So I left, I went abroad, I learned English, I met people from many countries, and I learned the speed of cities. How life can feel like it is always moving forward. Back then, I thought the world was somewhere outside, and Shimokita was just my hometown, a place to return to someday. But I came back, and one day I simply walked. I breathed in the wind from the sea, I smelled the forest, I felt the soil beneath my feet, land shaped up volcanoes, earthquakes, and time. And I realized something I had never understood before. Shimokita is not flashy, it doesn't try to stand out, but it is quietly deep. Here, the forest does not rush, the ocean changes its face every day, the wind and the snow, they are just not the weather. They carry memory. In many places outside, speed becomes justice. We compete, we produce results, and we are pushed forward. But Shimokita's nature teaches a different lesson. Stop, listen, be here. Only after leaving did I understand that this land had been raising me all along. Even when I was far away, even when I pretended not to look, Shimokita said nothing and simply remained. So this is what I believe now. To love Shimokita is not to love Shimokita means it's not to love Shimokita is not to prize it loudly, and to protect it is not to fight. To protect means creating a place where people can breathe, a place where children can stand on their own feet, a place where tired hearts can return to their quietness. I do not wish for Shimokita to become famous. I only wish for it to remain honest, a place where nature and people can live together without force. Today, I am speaking English, but what I truly want to share is not language. It is gratitude. Having seen the world, having learned, and having come home, this is what I know. Shimokita is not small. It is deep. And one day, the world will need this kind of depth. Thank you.
Hello. I'd like to share why I love Shimokita and why its nature is so important. My family moved to Shimokita about 3.5 years ago. 6 months later, my eldest daughter was born. Since then, Shimokita has become very special place for us. In summer, we often visit Cape Syria. There's a brick light path which stands 33 meters, built in 1876. It is one of the oldest Western-style lighthouses in northern Japan. From Cape, we can see the wide beautiful ocean. On clear day, we can even see the southern part of Hokkaido. Around Cape Syria, we can find many unique stones and rocks. They are formed millions of years ago, shaped by strong waves. When children pick up stones there, they are touching long history of Earth. We also enjoy going to Kawaguchi Marine Village. The sea there is calm and safe for families. Kawaguchi River brings nutrients from mountains to the sea. Because of this, we can find many small fishes, crabs, and other forms of sea life. We love playing together on the shore. These nature are very special because we can feel nature freely, closely, and with all our senses. Shimokita may not have many entertainment sports, but it has something more important, rich nature. This nature helps children grow and it gives others peace and healing. I hope more people from Japan, from over the world, will come to Shimokita and experience this nature and learn to love and protect it. That's why I believe Shimokita is Geopark worth sharing with the world. Thank you very much.
I go to Sekine Junior High School now. It is a small school. There are 9 students in our grade. Because it is a small school, it is easy for us to discuss and share our opinions and try new things. This year, we learned about local food in an integrated study. Shimokita has a variety of attractive ingredients. I also learned that the Sekine area has a lot of food to be proud of. In June, we visited Sekinehama Fisheries Cooperative and saw a lot of seafood there. I learned that we can eat fresh seafood because Shimokita has a wonderful and beautiful sea. After that, we visited Avery in Nohata. Avery grows special strawberries. They are called cashew strawberries. Ka means summer and shu means autumn. They are harvested from summer to autumn. I learned that Shimokita is a cool place where Yamase is blowing. And this is why cashew strawberries can be grown. I was very moved by Mr. Abe of Avery because he said Shimokita is a cool place, so growing vegetables is hard, but it's an advantage. I want to do what I can do in this place where I was born and raised. In July, based on that learning, we made and sold bento boxes, which were full of Shimokita's food. We decided to use flounder caught in Sekine and cashew strawberries from Avery. Each first-year student worked on developing the menu. I suggested the flounder burger. I thought it would be an interesting hamburger if I fried the flounder and put the sauce made with cashew strawberries on it. After my presentation, I was advised that the flounder and strawberry sauce didn't go well together. So I changed the sauce and improved. Finally, the menu was decided. They were marinated flounder sandwiches, flounder meal, cooked rice, and milk cherry with cashew strawberries. In December, Mr. Odaira of Mitsunoya came to our school and taught us how to cook. We made a prototype of the bento box. It was hard to cut the skin of the flounder, but we tried to cook it. For the sales day, we came up ideas about how to sell them to customers. On December 22nd, it was finally time to sell the bento boxes. We prepared 100 meals. Many customers came, so we said, "Irashaimase" in a loud voice. All bento boxes were sold out in only 20 minutes. I was very happy and very proud. Through the activities, I realized the goodness of Shimokita's food. Of course, the ingredients in Shimokita were very good. But if we devise ways to cook, more generations of people can enjoy them. I think the ingredients in Shimokita have more possibilities. I want to thank everyone and the teachers who supported our activities. Next time, I want to use other ingredients, and I want people outside Shimokita to know our food. The deliciousness of Sekine, the deliciousness of Shimokita, let's spread them all over Japan. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today I'd like to talk about why I came to love Shimokita and why its nature should be protected. When people hear the word nature, they often think it is something far away from daily life. But in Shimokita, nature is always too close to us. Surrounded by the sea, forest, land shaped by volcanic activity, Shimokita shows us the power of the earth. Standing by the ocean or walking through the mountains, I felt something special, not just beauty, but history and energy created over a very long time. I have been to Cape Shiria, Cape Oma, Kazamaura, Sai Village, Yagen, Hotokegaura, in Wakinosawa, and my favorite place is Hotokegaura. Hotokegaura is a spot which was formed by volcanic activity about 100 million years ago, and the origin of rock over a long period of time. There are many huge, and they are shaped like Buddha statues and human figures. That is why it's called Hotokegaura. The rocky scenery that spread out in front of us was like a work of art created by nature. Along with the quiet sound of the sea, I was surrounded by the mystical atmosphere of this place. And I was deeply moved by the sense of the greatness and mystery of nature. It's not just nature. There are many precious creatures. I have been to Wakinosawa to see Pacific white-sided dolphins. There aren't many places where you can see dolphins. They swam fast and were very lively. However, this precious nature and animals are very fragile once they are destroyed. They cannot easily be restored. If we only nature and animals without protecting, future generations may never experience the same feelings we have today. I love Shimokita because its nature connects the past, the present, and the future. And I want this connection to continue forever. Thank you for listening.
My favorite site in Shimokita Geopark is Nakanosawa Geosite. I'm interested in rocks, and that makes me become more interested in geosites. I visited the Nakanosawa Geopark with my study club 2 years ago. The Nakanosawa Geosite is located near the border between Mississippi and Yokohama side. At the Nakanosawa Geosite, you can observe geological strata that span 2 kilometers from north to south. When I visited there, I was very surprised by the grandeur of strata. The strata have beautiful, clear striped patterns. In this strata, the balance of features that once lived in the silkworm remain as fossils. These fossils are called trace fossils. I remember being very excited because it was my first time finding fossils. So it anyone can find his forces in front of them. They are actual forces, so it is truly a special experience. It's an experience you will never forget. Thank you.
You say there is nothing in Shimokita, but what would need to be here will be called something. There may not be much to hear, especially for young people. Many seek education, careers, or entertainment elsewhere. And for them, graduating from high school often means leaving Shimokita. I was an exception. I went on to attend a university in Hokkaido, and last year I spent 5 months in Canada, experienced life abroad for the first time. Everywhere I went, I had many wonderful encounters. Amazing friends, delicious food, and breathtaking scenery. Then that's when I realized I loved Shimokita. And I chose nature. It was a simple case of the grass is always greener on the other side. About a year ago, I toured the Shimokita Geopark with my students from Kawaguchi Elementary School. We visited places close to where they live, such as Otaki Waterfall and Abashira Copper Mine. The vast yet delicate nature we experienced came alive before our eyes. Seeing their shining faces filled with surprise and discovery made me realize the true greatness of Shimokita. So the question that I want us to live in is, what color does Shimokita appeal to you? Just how many of us truly face this place we call home? If you ask me what I really knew about before, I'll say, not much yet. Perhaps you too. We've been nurtured by the blessings of this land, protected and passed down by those who came before us. We are who we are today because of them. Respecting them means understanding this place and carrying its value forward. And yet, many of us still do not truly know our hometown. So first, let's visit Shimokita Geopark, the very source of our rich way of life. Find the color by immersing yourself in it. Find a way to pass the baton to the next generation. And find what something means to hear. By doing so, whether we still live, we can be proud of where we come from. That grass may look greener on the other side, but Shimokita shines in many colors. And I hope that one day, everyone will be able to say that with pride. Thank you for your attention.
The world is changed. Much that once was is lost, for none now live who remember it. But in certain remote corners of the world, memory has been allowed to endure. One such place is the village of Sai, located on the northwestern edge of the Shimokita Peninsula. Sai village is renowned for its centuries-long tradition of sea urchin harvesting, a practice which continues to draw media and tourist attention from all over Japan. I myself stumbled across the urchin industry during my first few weeks in Shimokita, strolling along the rice fields along the edge of Kozai. Passing near the shore, I came by a large, open-sided wooden crate. embedded in the earth, overflowing with the discarded shells of an urchin harvest. I was struck by the quantity amassed before me, the sheer effort it must have taken to extract what were no doubt minuscule scraps of meat from these wicked-looking husks. And indeed, the tradition of the sea urchin harvest is a complex and arduous process. It begins in April with the construction of urchin baskets, which are laden with seaweed and lowered to the seafloor. After sufficient time has passed, they are then hauled back up to the boat for retrieval, having hopefully collected a number of urchins. The process continues in June, with harvesters using fish spears and hooks to pry urchins off of rocks, being careful not to cause injury to their delicate tissues. From there, the urchins are rinsed and kept alive in tanks until such time as they are due to be shipped. Yet it is not enough to simply harvest the urchins year to year as they come into season. It is also imperative to control the population in order to maintain balance in the ecosystem. Fishermen in Sai work hard not only to avoid depleting local urchin populations, but also to ensure that they aren't allowed to undergo excessive growth. In Sai, an overabundance of sea urchins can result in isoyake, or sea desertification, a process in which seaweed forests diminish due to ecological factors like predation. By carefully controlling urchin populations through the removal of excess urchins during the off-season, fishermen in Sai cultivate a healthy ecosystem to ensure the continued viability and sustainability of their livelihoods and traditions. However, the maintenance of these traditional ways of life also requires a continuity of participation, a continuity that has been in decline all over Japan due to urbanization and the extraction of surplus value from the proletariat. Fortunately, the younger generations continue to engage in traditional practices, as is the case with Matsumoto Daisuke, a former salaryman who relocated from Osaka to the Isuya district in Sai village to become a fisherman. Despite the financial and physical challenges of non-commercial fishing, he feels a sense of fulfillment from earning a living based on the value of his own labor and building a tight-knit community with like-minded people. He hopes that traditional practices like sea urchin harvesting remain viable for future generations as well. And so it is that sea urchin harvesting continues in Sai, much as it always has, providing visitors and residents alike not only a taste of the ocean, but a taste of history as well. What the future holds, none of us can say, but let us hope that it holds a little bit of sea urchin for all of us. Thank you for listening.
When I was a child, I hated Shimokita. Compared to urban cities, there are no high buildings, no movie theaters, and no Disneyland. I left the city when I was 18. I was interested in city culture such as high-end fashion streets, big complexes, and tons of interesting choices. However, as I grew up as an adult, I realized that there are so many amazing places in Shimokita. That is nature. In the Shimokita Peninsula, there are so many picturesque spots you should visit. For example, you have Sorza, Chuya-Misaki, Tokugaura, and so on. But for me personally, I like my neighborhood. I walk around Tanabu Riverside every day. In winter, you can see snow-covered beautiful Mount Kanonse and other birds like swans. Swans and eagles come here in winter and go back to the ocean in spring. I can't believe that they can survive such a cold winter here. For them, it's more comfortable than Siberia. And they also appreciate the Shimokita Peninsula. Nobody can create nature. Yes, of course, we human beings can manage it. But we can create it from scratch. The only one who can create nature is the earth. Once we destroy this nature, we can easily recover it. We should preserve this splendid nature so that people who live in the next generation can appreciate it. We should be proud of being one of the residents of this peninsula. Urban cities have their own good points, and we have our own strength. We have to appreciate its beauty. And now, I love Shimokita.